So,
Can you hear me?
yes, sir. So, let me introduce you, sir. So, good afternoon, dear students. Today we have Master Chef Kunal Kapoor, and he's acclaimed chef, internationally reputed chef, and the mentor of Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management. He's distinguished for his own menus and dishes, which he has discovered. And today's topic is a little bit of different, as we will discuss about the entrepreneurship. And let me tell you, the topic is entrepreneurship, a new catalyst in the hospitality industry. So nowadays students are starting their own business. Apart from the job, they are also doing their own business. So to emphasis on that sector also, chef will discuss about this particular matter. So chef, just tell us about something about the entrepreneurship and the students, those who are studying hotel management, because along with the hotel management, they have subjects like sales and marketing, they have subjects like financial management, travel and tourism, accounts. So all these subjects will help them to learn about the entrepreneurship or to how to start a business. So if you kindly discuss with this in detail with our students, I shall be grateful to you, Chef.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jayanta. Good afternoon to all of you guys. I hope you guys are doing good. Uh, these are challenging times. Unfortunately, uh, the impact of Corona has spread throughout the world, and especially, and I remember talking about this in my last Zoom call with you all also. The biggest impact is uh, on the hospitality and travel industry. This is the first time ever that food and hotel industry is such badly impacted. Uh, Having said that, the batch of 2020 who are to pass out this year, they are the ones who would feel the heat the most. After a couple of months, the next batch, when 2021 batch comes in, all of this will be settled. But for 2020 batch, this is especially a very critical time. But not to worry, like I said previously, food has a tendency of bouncing back the fastest. And I will be discussing later on in detail about the 2020 batch. What there is an interview that I was just reading which inspired me a lot, which I thought I'll share with you, but that's towards the end. uh, Now that we have a very limited number of um, options when you look at hotel management, because of this impact of COVID, there will be a shortage of jobs, there will be a crunch of jobs. You may not get the right break, may not, but that should not stop you from creating a new break for yourself. And that's where being self-sufficient comes in with food or with services. Um, so, I being a chef, I generally talk about kitchens, but even if it's out of kitchens, if it's service or housekeeping or front office that you're in, try and think how you can, using your knowledge with in what you've gained in college, can convert that knowledge into a full-time business. So there are certain ways to go about it. I'll give you an example. Even when this lockdown happened for the last 2.5 months, one of the things that was very high on everybody's list to do, even at home, was to cook. So where there was zero demand for any restaurants or any hotels because people were at home, the demand for good food surged very high. Everybody was searching for food. And as you all know, these days our lives are on the internet. Everything is on the internet, right? And that's why you see apps, a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of Instagram, which talks about recipes and stuff. I'll share my personal example. Just during the lockdown itself, the number of views on my videos went to 250 times more. So let's say on an average, if I would get one view on a video in Corona time, in lockdown time, 251 times is somebody viewed that. So understand that there may not be a demand for a professional in a restaurant for this particular couple of months to come, or maybe this year. But the demand for food is high. The demand for something to drink is high. The people's curiosity about knowledge on different aspects of our hotel management is very high. And that is where you can cash on and start your own business. Start looking at your phone as an investment. It's not to make calls or to click your lovely profile pictures and keep updating every 10 minutes on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or whatever you use. Also, see if you can convert that into a business opportunity. I'll explain to you. Whenever you watch an ad on YouTube, I don't know if you realize it or not, YouTube pays you. If you are watching my video and if there is an ad, I get paid by YouTube. Similarly, if you upload a video on YouTube and there is an ad playing, whether you can skip it, whether you can skip it after 5 seconds, or whether you cannot skip it at all, those ads are paying you. And it is a very serious business. At the same time, when you go to a platform like Instagram or TikTok, which is very popular with youngsters, all of those places, they do not have ads. But if you start making certain followers, and if you have a particular following, brands come to you and they pay you that, okay, hold my toothpaste and make a TikTok video, or hold my toothpaste or whatever, my ingredient or chili powder or whatever, or my shirt, wear my shirt, branded shirt, and do a video. So there is a huge potential with just a phone. But the question comes back, what do we do? If you are somebody who is keen on cooking, start with food videos, don't worry. If you are keen on somebody who is keen on researching on food, go out, start researching on food, people, community, and start putting that out. If you are somebody who is a brilliant dancer or who dances beautifully and loves to dance, start posting your dance videos. If somebody is who loves going to the gym or works out a lot or has a brilliant body or is in shape, and that's what he knows or she knows, put it out on social media and make a page of yourself and start treating yourself as a brand. It will take time for you to gain followers, but definitely if your content is good and continuous, you will get there. And just imagine, you already have so many people in your
Chef, your voice is not audible. Chef, your voice is not audible.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can hear you now, sir. We can hear you.
Sorry, the call dropped.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're somebody who likes to work out, so be it. You already are about 700-800 students in your college. Make an account and make sure each other follows you. And this particular trend of becoming self-sufficient is one of the highest number of jobs or professions that people are picking up these days. So to a lot of people, it may just be a joke spending a lot of time with your phone on Instagram or social media, any platform. but it is a very serious business. So when I engage with certain brands, earlier they used to say which all brands you have worked with, where all have you been, what's the experience. Now the first question they ask is, sir, how many followers on Facebook, how many followers on TikTok, how many followers do you have on Instagram, how many followers are you on Twitter, are you on TikTok? I say, yes, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, I'm here. So understand that the dynamics of business and market has changed. So where you could be a qualified professional who still wants to pursue a career in hotels and restaurants, brilliant. Wait out a little, especially if you're a 2020 batch. If not, start creatively bringing out your creative side along with your professional side. Combine them both and start an account today. Even if you're not batch 2020, no problem. Start it today. Look, हम लोग अलग अलग जगह से हैं. We are all coming from very different backgrounds, from very different states, right? You're doing hotel management. There could be two reasons, because you wanted to do it, or you couldn't get through anything and you said chalo ye karke dekh. And there are these two broad reasons, and let's be honest. But as an individual, there could be a certain passion that you already have. It could be a game, it could be a sport, it could be singing, it could be mimicry, it could be anything. Pick that up and get into that through your social media. Now, you might say this is going off course from what your hotel management curriculum is. No, that's not the thing. But when you do hotel management, they don't just prepare you for just hotel management. They prepare you for anything and everything. You'll be surprised that most jobs which are out of hotels and good paying jobs, you'll find a lot of people which are ex-hoteliers, or their college was hotel management college. Different times needs different tactics, different, and we as hoteliers should be able to change like this very fast, adapt, and to move on is the game. If you're asking me specifically about hotel management, again, to become an entrepreneur, one is, one of the most unexplored places is your own home kitchen. Your grandmother or your mother or your nanny or your dad or dada or anyone, or your sister or your wife or whomsoever, they already have been cooking for a very long time in the kitchen. So let's say if you are an Assamese, right, in Kolkata right now, you can start talking about your Assamese food. There is very less that we know of Assamese food. If you're somebody from Manipur, talk about Manipuri food. If you are an Uriya, talk about Odisha cuisine. If you are from Delhi, talk about Delhi ka khana. Go to your mom. She will make the dish, make a video of it. There's so many food videos that we watch, right? That village cooking, gaon cooking, this cooking, we are all aware. Do you see the amount of engagement people have with that? It's huge. So you are only limited by what you want to be limited by. The world is open for you. Difficult time hai, but it's doable. Also, a lot of times entrepreneurship requires huge investments, right? So I am not asking you to don't think big, but think of a low hanging fruit that you can pluck easily, which means start with a concept. Think of different concepts, whether it could be food and beverage solutions. Like, for example, if you want to book a table, you go to an app called Dine Out. अब वो ऐप भी किसी ने सोची थी, किसी ने बनाई थी, and I know the guys who are needed. Two of them are hotel management graduates who passed out of hotel management, IHM Pusa. They thought, नौकरी 2-3 साल खूब कर लिया, we are not enjoying it. One of the major things that restaurants need is an app where they can go and book their table. And today, Dine Out was bought over by Times of India Group, and such a big app it is. And it was started by 3 people. Out of them, 2 were hotel management students, just like you, freshers, 2 years in the industry only. So there is a huge potential. If you have an idea, discuss it and put it to action. Don't wait for somebody to employ you. Get employed yourself. And that's the best way of moving forward, looking at things in a global perspective.
That's why I tell the students, be a
The other
job
day,
creator, not be a job seeker. Try to be a job creator nowadays. And chef,
yeah,
you have also a lot of restaurants, so you yourself are an entrepreneur. So if you kindly share your experience about opening small restaurants initially, maybe through low investments. You and other chefs have also their own restaurants and they are doing business as well. So if you kindly share your own experience of opening some small hotels or some small restaurants like that, the students will be benefited, I guess.
so when you want to invest in a restaurant, there's a lot of money that is required. If you have that kind of money, go ahead there and try it out. But most of us, we don't have that kind of money. Let's agree to that. So what do? One of the things that has come out is something called dark kitchens, DARK, dark kitchens, which I'm sure you will be aware of. If not, Google what a dark kitchen is. Simply put, a dark kitchen is a kitchen without a restaurant. There is no restaurant, but just a kitchen, which means that you prepare food and you deliver food, whether it is through Zomato, whether it's through Swiggy, whether it's through your own app. So, like I just mentioned, if somebody is an Asmi, somebody is from Naga, somebody is a Nudia, somebody is from Delhi, from your home also, or a small place that you can, 2-3 people can come together and Dutch in and start, where you can start creating local regional food, because there is a huge demand for regional Indian food, which is very, very difficult to find. Like I'm sitting in Delhi, I can't get a good Assamese food, or I can't get a good Manipuri food in Delhi. It's very difficult. So if there is a restaurant, I would love to order. So similarly, that is something that you can inherently start, where your mom can also join in, where the recipes can come from her. You don't need to be an expert. She's right there. Use her expertise, employ her with you in your business, and she'll be more than happy to do it. So this is again one way of maneuvering yourself in the situation and becoming an entrepreneur from day one. Having said that, I would still want you to work wherever you can, even if it's a small restaurant to a high-end restaurant, and take some experience before you do it. Ek saal kaam kar lo. It'll be a great experience for you. Uh, the other day, I was watching this interview of Sundar Pichai, Mr. Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Alphabet, the company that owns Google, right? And all of us know him. He's a big man in the world. He's from India, Chennai. He said something. He said that what is happening this year is not something that hasn't happened before. There was this batch of people who passed out and had no jobs when the World War II happened. And after World War II, everybody thought that this entire batch of all streams, whether it's engineering, hotel management, or being doctors or whatever, they would have no jobs. It'll be a complete failure. It'll be blah, blah, blah. But all of those people worked very hard against an adverse situation and came out with flying colors. And they proved everybody wrong that even though the situation is adverse, you can still work around it and find your way up. So being an entrepreneur, I don't say that it's for everybody. Maybe everybody does not excel in it. Maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea. But you should give it a try. Try and have at least 2 of you work together on a project. होता क्या उससे काम डिवाइड हो जाता है, रिस्क डिवाइड हो जाता है, and 2 people are putting their brains together. And try and get people who are different. That if I'm somebody who loves kitchen and who is very savvy with food and recipes, then the next person that I should be partnering up with should be somebody who is very good with his beverage, or who has good talking skills, like a front office person who wants to join front office, so that he can also handle sales and marketing. Somebody who's polished, who can talk to people, who can get work done. So everybody has a quality. You may see it, you may recognize it now. You may say that, no, I don't think I have any quality. He has, she has, but you also have a quality. It's only with time that you figure out what it is and use it accordingly. So guys, if any one of you have any question, I'll be happy to answer them.
Students, if you have any questions.
Good afternoon, Chef. Chef, currently my mom and I have started food delivery. We are making foods and we are delivering to our local customers, local people.
Very nice.
And we have a page in Insta as well as Facebook. So what can we improve so we can get close to other people's?
Look, the best is word of mouth. If your food and delivery is good, if your food is tasty, one guy will tell 5 others. Another thing that you need to do is what your competitors are doing. Sometimes some best ideas comes from when you watch what your competitors are doing. So you're saying that you have a page on Instagram and Facebook. And from what I can understand, the struggle is to improve the sales, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Chef.
Okay. So where are you based out of?
Bhawanipur, South Kolkata.
Okay. And which year of college are you in?
First year, Chef.
Okay. So how many of your classmates or how many of your students in the college know that you're doing this?
20 to 30%.
Okay. And you are a batch, complete college of 800 people, by the way. So there you go. So that is where I think there could be an opportunity where you could talk to your friends, share. I'm sure if you have not, prepare a logo of your restaurant and send it across. At the same time, if you're doing Bengali food and a particular type of Bengali food, talk about that food. So every time it's not about this dish, this dish. Let's say if you're doing a macher jhol, talk about macher. Talk about which is the best fishes of Kolkata, which is the best season to eat. Rui maash kab milti hai, ye kab milti hai. And through your Instagram, don't just talk about today's special. Talk about food in general to excite people to come to you. Also, there are these small little courses on social media, how to be savvy, how to be good with social media. Join one of those courses to understand how you can use proper marketing tools to increase your business. Again, at any point you get an opportunity within the college to represent your restaurant, bring it in. Whether it's getting your mom to college or organizing a special meal for HOD or your staff or your friends, do that. All of this creates a good positive word of mouth.
Yes, so that is why we teach students digital marketing as well as sales and marketing as well. Because nowadays digital marketing is very essential to flourish in a business like Facebook, Instagram. You can use all these tools to give advertisements because these tools are being used for the advertisements as well to promote your products or to promote your cuisine or restaurants. So try to use these tools to increase your business. Okay, and that is why our main objective is to prepare the students, a businessman as well as an employer, or to do work in a particular organization, because the students are learning food production, students are learning food and beverage service, students are learning front office, students are learning housekeeping. So apart from all these subjects, students are also learning sales and marketing, financial management, accounts. So through this knowledge, students can start their own business as well. Nowadays online businesses or online restaurants are very popular, such as Swiggy, Zomato, like this. All they started from a very short position or from a very short investment, and after that they grow. So that is the main objective. Initially you may not invest much, slowly you can increase your investment in the business. So that is our main objective. And chef, one thing I would like to know from your end, sir, to open a restaurant, what are the things is required. Suppose the students are interested to open their own restaurant, a small restaurant maybe in their own locality. So what should be the requirement, or what should be they should keep in their mind to start up with a small restaurants like the Anjan Chatterjee specialty restaurants and all?
Got it. So, whether the restaurant is big or small, there are a lot of requirements. And even if it's a small investment, that investment is very close to you. You don't want to lose it. The few things that you need to keep in mind is there are two things. One, give what people want. So if people want spring rolls, give them spring rolls. Second is educate them. People want spring rolls, but you're giving them something from a very different cuisine, which is coastal cuisine of Tamil Nadu, which is not available. So that's another example of selling something. One, what people want, you're providing it. If people want chili chicken, you're serving chili chicken. Simple. Second is, people want chili chicken, but you're not selling chili chicken. You're telling them, forget chili chicken. You'll get it in 100 places. I'm giving you Kerala fish curry from an authentic Keralite chef, which you will not find in Kolkata, as an example. So that's the second way of doing business, or trying to fix the concept of the restaurant. So even if you do a small restaurant or a big restaurant, first thing you have to be clear what you have to sell. You need to have clarity. You may want to do a multi-cuisine, you may want to do a particular cuisine, but decide what it is for once and for all. Second, size of the menu. Size of the menu decides almost 80% of the things that you do. If the size of the menu is 1 page, so be it. No problem. Then your investment is also low. Another thing, not many people do it because it's absolutely outright mad, is one dish wonder. For example, if your restaurant was to serve only one dish, sounds completely insane, but that one dish is so tasty that everybody says that if you have to eat that dish, for example, tandoori chicken, you open a restaurant where you get only tandoori chicken, whether on the bone or whether boneless. You don't do anything else, only tandoori chicken. A lot of people will complain, "Arey, what is this? We want to eat. I'm a vegetarian. I want to eat. I want a butter naan. I want this. You say, I do only tandoori chicken." So you lose a lot of business. But over a period of time, people will say, if you have to eat tandoori chicken, you have to go there. The best tandoori chicken in entire Kolkata, because you are known for doing only one dish. So that's another way of doing it. And the advantages of doing, let's say, one dish, or let's say 5 dishes. For example, if you think one is too bold, your investment is low. Your risk is low. Your marketing can concentrate on only 5 things rather than doing 50 things, which means you need to keep a lot of staff, lot of food cost, bigger space, prone to more risks, and confusion in the mind of customer ki yahan pe milta kya hai. So even if you open a restaurant which is called 5 curries, where you do only 5 curries, these are the 5 curries, and uske saath if you want to do roti or chawal, that's it. But these 5 curries, take away. My restaurant name is 5 curries. Yeah. So there you go. So you are creating a niche. You are standing out in a big crowd. And these days, if you stand out for something, you have a very high chance of success. So there you go. And obviously, there are many more things to keep in mind when opening a restaurant, but it is too vast a subject to kind of discuss over a call. But understand your concept, like I said, menu. These 2 things are done. The rest of the things can be played with. Then obviously the location, quality, service, business, marketing, sales, all that follows. But all that is based on your concept and your menu. These are the 2 most important things.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for sharing your experience. Students, if you have any questions to our chef, you can unmute yourself and you can ask to Chef Kunal Kapoor if you have any questions in your mind. we have some time in your hand as well. Students, you can unmute yourself and you can ask questions to Master Chef Kunal Kapoor if you have any questions.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yep.
please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Chef. Myself Anmol.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in third year in GNIHM. Sir, my question is to you is as you told us, like keeping a one dish in a menu is one of the best option, so that we have a less amount of risk in investing our money, right? So I have a question like how do we connect more and more people to get know earlier? Like keeping a one dish in a menu will take a bit time, more time of like sorry to say it. I'm a bit nervous like right now. Sorry. Yeah.
No problem. Go
So
ahead.
I want to
Take your time.
yeah. Excuse me. So I wanted to say that keeping a one dish in a menu is will take a bit more time to connect more and more peoples, right? So how do we connect more and more peoples or customers so that we can earn a bit like more kind of revenue? Anything, any point
Okay.
of view, sir?
First thing, I'm not saying that it's the best situation. I'm saying that could be a situation which could stand out. That you are doing one dish. You are a one dish wonder restaurant. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
There is this guy, you must know, Saransh Goela. He
Mm,
he appeared on television, did some shows, and then finally he said, "I want to open a restaurant." So he opened a small little place, very tiny restaurant, which was only takeaway, no restaurant. It was called Goila Butter Chicken, where he did only one dish, butter chicken, and he used to give it in a earthen pot with smoke. That's it. So for 1.5 years, he just said Goila Butter Chicken. Goila was his surname, so his surname Butter Chicken. Goila Butter Chicken, Goila Butter Chicken, Goila Butter Chicken. Till the time he was also called to MasterChef Australia as a guest judge, where one of the tasks was to create Goila Butter Chicken for all the Australian participants. He came back because he became so popular. He made some money. He started keeping 10, 15 dishes every month. He started increasing. Now he has a full-fledged menu. But the restaurant is still known for butter chicken. That if you have to go to that restaurant or order, you have to order a butter chicken, Goila butter chicken. So I'm not saying that you keep one dish throughout your life. If you want to do it, if it's so successful, great. I'm saying start with one or two or five or 10 and see the market. Over a period of time, there is a chance that you become that one dish wonder. Over a period of time, you realize, no, I will have to keep a little more. The second answer to your second question, that if there is one dish, then you just talk about one dish. If you have 10 dishes, then you have more people to talk to about, more things to talk about people. Tell me something. If I give you 20 names of dishes, if I just tell you now, will you remember all 20? Or if I just gave you one name, you'll remember that one name? Answer, we both know what it is. So sometimes it's good to have a big menu. Sometimes it's good to have a very small menu, because then people remember you कि जब भी उनका butter chicken खाने का मन हो, you have to eat this. So when I say one dish, you could start with one dish where the size of your kitchen is as small as a pan wale ki dukaan. You getting my point? You've seen a pan wale ki dukaan? It's a
yeah,
small little
exactly.
space. So if you are on one dish, and understand, if that's the kind of investment you can afford, then start with that. There is no harm.
Yeah.
अब अगर आपके पास पैसे हैं बड़ा रेस्टोरेंट खोलने का, तो खोलो यार. Put 10 things, 20 things, 30, 50 things. But
Exactly.
with all of that, you're increasing your problem. Keeping the menu low makes it easy. Tomorrow you hire two people and they're cooking for you and they leave. And this big menu now you have to prepare. there is a lockdown immediately and your restaurant is closed. All of that goes to waste. If it's one dish, no problem. So I'm not saying do only one dish. One dish means be known for one dish. If you want to start with one dish, great. If you want to do 3 or 4 or 5 or 10, go ahead. Length of a menu is not does not determine the success. It's the quality and it is the perception. कि अगर पूरे दिन में ये इंसान एक ही चीज बना, I'll give you another example. If any one of you is from Delhi, they will relate to it. Acha, just quickly, in Karol Bagh, there is this guy who does fish. His name is Pappi Machi. Pappi Machi Wala. His name is Sardarji, so his name is Pappi. Ghar ka naam Pappi. When I was a kid, my father used to take me there saying, "Ye sabse achhi fish banata hai." He used to do only 2 kinds of fish. He has that one variety of